Welcome to the design guide for the new HTML Flex video ad. As per the ad name here, this is a flexible container that you can set to be any height and width you want. This happens to be 300 by 250, but you can basically adjust it to be the size and shape of any standard ad unit on your site, and you can add a video into that ad unit and turn it into a video ad. So to adjust the size, the first thing you'll do is come down here to step 4 settings, and you'll see the very top two settings are container width and container height. It's 300 by 250 at the moment. You could adjust that to be 728 by 90, 160 by 600, 300 by 600, anything you like. And then up here in media, you're going to upload an image, which is basically going to be a JPEG, PNG, or GIF typically, that will live underneath that video, and that image is going to show up if you make the video player smaller than, in this instance, 300 by 250. If it's a full-size video player, it's basically going to overlap completely on top of that image. If you want to use an SWF file, you can. Typically not something you're going to do in this unit, but you could use that instead of an image. If you do, always upload a backup image here so that it shows up on iPads or iPhones. And then finally, you're going to upload your video, and the video is going to be an MP4 format. That's what we accept. And we recommend, when converting your videos, to use a site called video.online-convert.com, and if you want to go to the full URL, it's /convert-to-mp4. That's going to take you to a site where you can simply browse your hard drive for whatever file formats you have, MOV, MPEG, etc. Next, it's going to ask you for some custom settings. You can leave all of these blank. You don't really need to do anything here other than click Convert File, and that's going to give you the resulting MP4. The one thing to note is we do have an 8 megabyte limit on our video uploads, so if you want to narrow or make that video size smaller, you might want to try 800K PBS or KBPS or 400 or 200. Basically, just keep cutting it in half until that file gets to 8 megs or less. So that's how you convert your video, and once you've done that, you pop it in here. Now, if you want the image underneath the video player to show, simply come back here to your settings. So again, you've got the container size is 300 by 250, and then next up you've got your video player width and height. So let's say we wanted to make that background image show up. We could preview this, and now we basically see the bottom portion of that background image with your video player now on top of there. So if you want to do a special offer or a client logo, something like that, you can do that here. So rest of the settings here, you can have a color, whatever color you like for your test mode. Click-through URLs, you can always have 1, 2, 3, or 4 click-through URLs, and we'll go over those in just a minute. And then for settings, again, you've got your container width and height. Do you want to use video? Most often you're going to say yes for this template. Video player height and width, we'll make that again 300 by 250. Moving down, we've got our horizontal and vertical offset for the video player. If it's less than the full size of the container, you may want to adjust where that sits on the actual container. Would you like the video to auto start? Yes or no? And would you like the audio to auto start? Yes or no? Now for hit areas, the one thing to note is the stacking order. Hit area 1 is at the very bottom. Basically, if you have an image uploaded, that's going to live on top of that image. The video player then is stacked on top of hit area 1, and basically then you've got your, in this instance, 300 by 250. So this hit area 1 is going to be completely covered in this case by the video itself. So what you probably want to do when you have a video is activate custom hit area 2. This means if you click on any portion of the video, whatever we configure here, you can have that go to a click-through URL. So what we've done here is we've made custom hit area 2, which is stacked on top of the video player, to be 300 pixels wide by 210 pixels tall with a 0, 0 offset. So basically, we'll show you here in just a moment, we can activate custom hit area 3. That'll be stacked on top of the video and hit area 2. Hit area 4 is at the very top of the stack. We haven't activated either of those in this case. But when we turn on test mode for our hit areas, what you'll see is that hit area 1 is not showing up at all because that's basically underneath this full video player. Hit area 2 we made 300 pixels wide by 210 tall, and that's important. You don't want hit area 2 to overlap on top of the video controls, otherwise when you try to click play or pause, it's going to go to the click-through URL instead of actually using the functionality that's underneath here. So just make sure you turn on test mode, you play with the hit area 2, which is going to live on top of your video typically, and that means if I click as a user anywhere on this area, it's going to take me through to whatever click-through you've set here in step 3 for click-through URL 2. So that's basically it for this ad. As always, feel free to call us at 866-467-2289 with any questions.